Konnichiwa, my brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Konnichiwa to all my Chinese friends out there, especially Matt. Matt, if you're watching, Matt's probably not watching. Matt is probably spearfishing right now under the sea. Now, China's stimulus is the topic of conversation everywhere, but you knew something was going to come anyway, friends. So I'm just going to quickly spoil it for you. If you look at the Global Liquidity Index, which you have right here, remember, it includes the globals, which is US of A, and the China, friends. It's just ticking up. So they're just going to keep printing money supply. Even if you check the index, right, look, it has all the big countries, yeah. These are the bullshit US America ones. That's just, friends, see this Fed, TGA, RRP? Yeah, that's just money printing. That's the new QE. Except they don't write QE anymore. They split it up into 3 tables here, just so it's like, ooh, obfuscating, what's going on? But I've got some videos and stuff, content for you coming out. I'm just gonna let you know that once you have the Meet Kevins and the mainstream YouTubers, stock guys, not crypto guys, stock guys, once them start talking about global liquidity index and it's gonna go up forever, that's our warning sign to get out. That would be like in 2021 when everyone said diamond hands are gonna keep printing money forever. That type of attitude, okay? Right now, no one believes because the prices aren't up, okay? So it's just something to keep in mind. Now, of course, if you go down here, you have the ECB. He has the Puberty Bank of China, which is the Chinese, obviously, central bank there. They're just printing money. And obviously, that's taken over the news, right? So, of course, just a general statement, friends. We have Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin at $64,000. It is pumping. Why? The stock market's rising. That's pretty much why it's been going up. This is the weekly chart. You see $64,200. It hit almost 65. It's going to go to 65, friends. And we've also going to show you a post later on. Sato, our favorite Korean trader, he's going to get liquidated at 65.1K. So 65,100. All right, so let's go. Now, most people don't actually know how dog shit China's indexes are for finance, friends. This is a monthly chart. Look at this here, friends. This is 2007. The Hang Seng is still down 37% since 2007, man. What is that, like 17, 18 years? That's right. But you're probably wondering, why haven't they stimulated this whole time enough to push it up? But look what actually happened, friends. Since 2018, the Hang Seng is down like 40%. Now, by the way, like when did they start like pretty much talking about stimulus? It was down here, 55%. And that's because in China, they don't really care about stonks because the government has like ultra control about their capital where they can move their money. So everybody can only play the real estate Ponzi. And that's why 90% of people in China are real estate lovers. They love real estate. That's why real estate in China is pretty much as turbo leverage. You know, it takes like something like the average worker, I think 40 years or something to save up for a deposit in Shanghai. Something ridiculous, right? So that's pretty much what it comes down to. And normally, friends, the government, right, it doesn't rescue the Chinese stock market because 90% of the wealth is in property. Recently, their property market has been crushed. I mean, like this has been going down and down and down and down like this since 2021. And pretty much, as you can see, look what's happened, right, since 2024. Since the past year, that's what they're all concerned about. So everything in America reversed and the rest of the world, but China dropped another 6% in the property, which it's down a lot, man. This is like huge, okay? You got to imagine, man. When you're, friends, like if you're, let's say the cost of a house, it's meant to be in China. Let's say it's meant to be $100,000, but because of the property Ponzi, it's like 400,000. Okay, let's say it's 400,000. Well, every time you drop 5%, that's like you got hit 20 because everyone's turbo leveraged. So that's why when this thing drops like 14% here, from here down to here, yeah, it's like a 50% crush to your net worth because everyone's turbo long leverage. So they have to do more and more stimulus just to keep it propped up. And that's exactly what's happening now. Now, you know, this is the interesting part as well, friends. I just had like a daydream vision where I think maybe in the next cycle, it won't be maybe America leading. Maybe China's leading in the next cycle, maybe the next 4 or 8 years, and then America has to print. You see, so you have all these big countries and stuff out here, but obviously America's the biggest by far, and then China. They just take turns. It's kind of like looking at the Russell 2000, like, oh, the Russell 2000 is the one lagging this time. Last time it was the Dow Jones, because it was industrials, right? So you don't really need to focus on one index. One index isn't a spear. It's just a sign that when they're all in the clear, that's your expansion that you're looking for. Now, baby dolls, I'm going to show you the daily chart for Bitcoin. We are in this channel. You can pretty much guarantee, and there's no guarantees in life, but if we can clear up to these $70,000, we do that whole scamming thing part where you move through, and then it's pretty much game over for the bears. It's just literally it. After we do this big exit. Now, something to note. We have spent so much time up here. One of two things could happen, friends. It could look, I want to say that Bitcoin will never ever come back to 70,000 again. I want to say that. However, you just keep a mental note here. If Bitcoin does go up to this $200,000 mark, it does go up, maybe deep down, when it comes back and it has like a capitulation, bank, this is where it probably comes back around this zone in the future. Now, you don't know if it's going to do that because if you remember back in 2020, Bitcoin never went back to the prices here, did they? It kind of went close, but not around there. But I mean, if Bitcoin comes back to 75K, maybe in the next bear, that'll be interesting, right? So 75K. So why that's interesting is if you could look at the chart, friends, I actually put on a log chart just to show you where would a 70% drop from 250K drop us down to. That is about 75K. So I'm trying to just reverse engineer, right? Because Bitcoin, it dropped 77% in the last bear. And it's been dropping every single one. Maybe this one it dropped 70%. So that's why I thought, well, if we get to 250 and then, it would just be amazing if we get to 250 and people are just yelling at all of us saying, we will never go below $100,000 again. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank you very much. Time to get out. maybe it'll be like that. And then the 70% drop will be, you can already tell, friends, if Bitcoin, if it ever got to 250K, you already know, all right, the first legs are down below 200, and then everyone's got to stop at 100K. You know that. And just go, and that'll be it. So I like to, obviously, what we're trying to do in this game, friends, is think of traps years before they occur, just so we're aware of what we have to do now, which is be long. But first, baby dolls, you can't have a trap when you have the stock market going up so high. So if you remember, friends, it's kind of funny. I was watching, I still see out there are people out here, they're still quoting your friend Somi videos from over 1.5 years ago when I was just thinking of a scenario where we have the dark prophecy where the stock market can't make new highs and Bitcoin's stalling at 80K at the end of this year, 80 to 100K, and we have to get out. Okay, things are changing though, okay, because 2 years ago, friends, you didn't know what AI was. You didn't. Back in 2021, 2020, you didn't know what AI was. Now, it's becoming more clear that AI is deflationary. They have to print even more money. Why? Because deflation in a good way. That's what technology does. It wipes out jobs. It wipes out jobs. So, the stock market, friends, if you remember, back when I was expecting someone like this, I mean, look at the S&P 500 roaring. We were just scared that this would be the top, okay, somewhere this year. And then we couldn't go up this year, and then poopy happens. We didn't go down, though. Look what ended up happening. We went up. So as you're seeing, see where the stock market is here, and this was our poopy scenario. You see that deviation? That deviation, my friends, is AI. That is pretty much the stock market, the economy doing well. That's the market saying AI is really going to boost a lot of businesses out here. So that's on the tone. Once you understand that, plus Ray Dalio's explanation, so I made that full video on showing you that stock market's a bit high, but nowhere near bubble territory. It actually isn't. It's not in the extreme quadrants. And this S&P 500 roaring, it pretty much, it breaks the back of the bears. Now, that was the best part, friends. Remember, we were still long. So I said, well, we can't do anything until we get to Q4 of this year, right? This was from over a year and a half ago. But now we're here, and now you have to decide, right? Do you want to get out? Well, I don't think there's enough euphoria in altcoins. I don't think we're anywhere near onboarding the non-believers yet. I think there's still a lot of skeptics on the sidelines. Especially, I mean, look at this, friends. The Russell 2000 hasn't even broken the high. You see that? Russell 2000 is still around here. So the S&P 500 is leading, but these are good things, friends. So, look, you see the world, friends, however you want to see it, right? We're bullish. You want markets to go up. So we will always look for a reason to stay long. Always. Okay, not at extreme points, but for the most part, you just look for reasons to stay long. That mentality is pretty much what's going to keep you to win, okay? You like friends, if you want to be fit, like I'm fit, I look for a reason to go to the gym. You see, oh, it's a new day, let's go to the gym. You see what I mean? you have that attitude. Well, in markets, you look for a reason to stay long because you know they go up over time. And this is pretty much what you want. And now I'm going to play some gentle pump music for us, friends, because this is the only chart you'd need to tattoo onto your butt cheeks. This is the global liquidity index. See this, friends? Ticking up, ticking up, ticking up. The red line is Tether's market cap, and you just see it's a matter of time, friends. Now, Arthur Hayes, he has like obviously theory. It's probably right that they're going to print money closer to the election just to increase the odds of Kamala Krappus getting in. I guess we'll see what happens. Now, friends, I want to slide this in. Dominando. I learned a new Spanish word today, friends. So, dominando. So, shout out to the great Cabal King. He made this AI song, man. AI, friends. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is this? Like, it's getting really good, man. So, it's a Pulse Chain song. It's got your friend Somi. It's got Tekashi. It's really, really good. I've actually clipped some of it, friends. It's actually awesome. It goes hard. It goes hard. I don't know how he did this, man. This is insane, friends. It's actually, I've got the lyrics out typed here. I uploaded it on the channel. I liked it that much. You have the comments out here. So yes, Somi, anywhere else, it would have been a top signal, but because it's you, it's our bottom signal. You know, that's interesting. Mr. Custard said the same thing to me. He says, oh crap, is this a top signal? No, I don't think it's a top signal. So good thinking, man. Maybe you guys are going to save it. I never thought about that. Oh, but the price is so low. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought about it like that, but wow, that's interesting. The top signal caller has become the top signal himself. You know what I mean? That'll be interesting if that happens, right? It also makes you think, friends. We're making cool stuff like this in the bear mode. What the hell is it going to be in the bull? What's going to happen on the bull, friends? Like, that'll be crazy, man. Just imagine, like, if they start putting me on conferences. Oh, it's over. It is so over, friends. So over. Okay? The most family-friendly guy. Friends, you know how many times? I think once every 1 or 2 weeks, okay? I'm family-friendly 99.9% of the time. 0.1% of the time, you're in there with your wife or your girlfriend, and I just drop it. I just drop it. And there's so many times you guys in my Telegram are telling me, my wife just gets so angry at me whenever you do that. It's just so funny, friends. It's a family-friendly show. Don't forget it. Also, big shout out to the great Cabal King. He makes many songs and stuff, friends. It's actually awesome that this time of stuff, this culture stuff, we're stamping it on the blockchain, okay? So, does Ethereum have these mad sick beats? It has the guy making a song a day, right? That's actually good. But what about the other chains? Does XRP have a song? No. XRP doesn't have a song? And if it did, it'd be pretty corny, right? Therefore, we should flip it. That would be about a 20 to 30x pump for Pulse Chain. Also, I can't wait for Tekashi69 to see this later on, friends. Like, it's going to be crazy, bro. We literally, like, but just imagine the creativity of a community to push something through where, bro, you're not even involved. We used AI. We made an AI picture of you. We put you there. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Also, friends, something strange about Tekashi69. So, people, this is why it's spooky in the universe. So, Tekashi's colors, right? He uses all the colors, right? He just spams all the colors. Like, people say rainbow, but the rainbow people kind of killed the rainbows, okay? So, and then I have the primary colors, okay? Now, his name's Tekashi69. This is spooky, friends. My Counter-Strike team was called 96. That's right. We're always called Team 96. And no one knew what the hell it meant. It was like the biggest mystery in Australia. I'm not even joking. Everyone's like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And we're like, shh, don't tell them. It was just 69 backwards. It just made people lose their minds. But you got to remember, this is a long time ago, friends. This is Counter-Strike 1.6. So back in the early days, right? So it's not... So this type of mystery and stuff coming out, he's like, what does it mean? It sends people loopy. That's why I'm so in tune to this type of stuff that goes marketing and viral and that. And that's kind of funny. Tekashi, friends, he comes out and I make a video and then he follows me. I'm like, that's just so weird how these opposite ends of the earth, people go, and then he likes Pulse Chain and Hex, right? Hot, and calls everyone a retard. You see what I mean? So, hey, I'll call everyone a retard too. I'm a retard. But we'll see. We'll see when the prices pump. Now, baby dolls, konnichiwa again to my Chinese friends and annyeong. I'm going to get in so much trouble for that. Okay, look. China is deflating, friends. Look at this. So, when you come to look at these charts, you have the China's PBOC balance sheet. So, it's funny, right? They write balance sheet, bro. Do you know how they make that balance sheet go up? They press a button. All right, so the Fed, ooh, their balance sheet. Like when you hear the word balance sheet, you think it's like a company. Oh, you own real estate. You had to work. You buy some lumps of gold. You know, you own like this surface shop. You sell surfboards. Okay, shout out to the babies out there who own surfboard shops. So you think that's what their balance sheet is. Oh, it's some sort of, you know, they work for. No, it's just the button. Beep. It's just the button. Okay, so they put the money up when they need to stimulate, and that's it. But of course, eventually, friends, they push the button. It doesn't stimulate anymore. Why? Because there's an exogenous shock out there that cracks the economy somewhere. You know, an oil spike up so much or whatever it is. It gives people fear. Like the last one we had was zombie virus. And before that was the miscalculation of probabilities of explosions with the GFC. So we haven't seen one in a long time, right? But eventually something will come. I wonder what it's going to be. Could be a fake alien invasion. We'll see. But for now, friends, it's nice to see at least this headed up and to the right. You see that? So... and this is with the Bitcoin price chart as well. So the China's balance sheet pumping up. That's basically the stimulus coming. Now, their stimulus could be up to 1.4 trillion. So this is from Grok. In 2024, China implemented a series of stimulus measures. Large-scale bazooka, 1.4 trillion. This is obviously, I love this cute little picture. This is little Suzu. Oh, it's so cute. I just love these little things. Ooh, that's meant to be like so innocent. So it's actually awesome that this thing is finally coming through because like, they're running out, friends. People are just running out of reasons to be bearish, but there's still plenty. There's still plenty. There's still plenty. Okay, so that's actually like extremely bad as an exit sign. Oh, you got no reasons to be bearish anymore. Like you just, the momentum's pushing. Now, baby dolls, you remember our friend Sato, right? So Sato, he is a Korean trader. He's an actual gambler. I know it's just like, it's half funny, half sad. Like his dad is the finance minister of Korea. And he has basically an infinite bankroll. All right, and he gambles a lot, and he's literally he's like our meme in crypto. He always has an infinite bankroll. He'll lose like 500, 100k, 20k, 80k, and how he gets long and short is the biggest mystery. I just don't know how he just enters trades in the middle of a range, and he's just like he's wrong with such a great rate. So. His liquidation point is 65,100. So right now we're around 64,000, like 200-300, right? So like he got liquidated before, which is pretty much exactly what happened. His liquidation was 64,500. So he got short, it stopped him out, and now he's putting on the revenge trade. You see, that's how people blow their money because they lose and they just want to keep doing that trade again when really they should be trading off signals or waiting for them to ping. Also, shout out to Toby, finish him. And Aaron, that's right. Oh, man, that'd be funny. That'd be funny if we get to $70,000 and everyone's still bearish. I can already see it, friends. We hit 100K. Maybe we pop 110 for Bitcoin. We go back down to 70 or 80 and everyone's bearish. Everyone's like, it's over. We rejected 100K. And I'm going to be saying that, nah. No, we're not. It's not over. Why? Because you're all bearish and you're all poop investors. Okay? You're all bearish together again. I can feel it. Okay? MH370. And this is Ashton, friends. So I always wondered when we showed the planes and there's the orbs rotating around. When I first saw it, I was like, bro, how the hell do you have a random satellite filming to capture it? And then it led me to, I did a bit of research and I'm finding out that America, friends, have spy satellites all over the sky, man. They have spy satellites everywhere. They can find the grape coming out of coming from the atmosphere into Earth. And you've seen it, by the way. Like, oh, you know, this tiny little squeaky chair landed in the middle of the ocean and we found it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, how do you find out you can't find a giant plane that we're missing? Because they zapped it out, friends. Now, here's the thing. This is the actual one of the spy satellites. So this is funny. They don't announce them. They don't tell you, hey, everybody, we have spy satellites. They don't do that. So a gentleman named Phoenix Schwarzbanker caught imagery of the spy satellite launch. So the satellite used for imaging, they can see at night and day through clouds. These satellites create images by sending out lots of pulses, right? No pun intended, pulse chain, and then applying a computer processing to convert the returned signals into an image. This is how intelligence agencies can get clear video footage of practically the entire planet any time of the day. You know, when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, obviously everyone knew that. And I realized, oh, they didn't tell everybody because Friends, it's funny. There are all these like blue-haired weirdo like liberal cucks out there. They think that's conspiracy. Oh, you think that the US government's got satellites everywhere? Yeah, bro, they do. That's exactly what I'll do if I had ultimate power and control, by the way. Now, in some more gentle news, friends, and nice news, this guy is Gary Gensler's nightmare. He is literally the voice for the people. This guy just grills him so hard, man. He goes hard, man.
And no one in your leadership here in D.C. has been held accountable. That tracks. Seems like business as usual here in Washington. Okay, switching gears very quickly. It's been recently reported that Vice President Harris has finally said she'd craft clear rules of the road for the digital asset space if she becomes president. Is this your approach too, sir? Or do you think she's rebuking you because she doesn't think you've done a good enough job establishing these clear rules over the last 3 years?
So, friends, I just want to show you another quote. He grills him hard. And look at this. I'm just going to quote. So, Tommy Booby listening, you're a true patriot, sir. He says, your inconsistencies on this issue of crypto have sent this country backwards. We could not have had a more historically destructive or lawless chairman of the corrupt SEC. Okay, obviously I threw corrupt there. That's what he said. Okay, and yes, whenever anything goes down, it's now his fault. He's basically, friends, when you yell it out, that's what they do to psyops, everybody. They just yell it out enough, and then people believe the narrative. That's what we want, by the way, because it's true. You know, there's narratives that are good, narratives that are bad. Okay, this is our narrative, and we're going to overpower everybody else who's on the other side, like Gaydon Adams, who goes out. Bro, you're getting sued by the corrupt SEC, and you're here sucking off Kamala Harris. Going, she mentioned digital assets. Well. Make me sick. You guys make me sick, by the way. But now I know why ETH BTC has been going down. Because you have little bitches like that who just roll over and go, yes, sir, you kicked me in the nuts. Please throw some sand in my eyes. Please kick me in the bum now. Wow. My life is flashing before my eyes. Suddenly, it all becomes crystal clear, friends. We were doomed from the start. This is a post from 2022 from Vitalik. Have you considered that many soy products are delicious and people like eating them? The king's robe and the crown, if you're a soy drinker. You can't, man. You're the little golem peasant on the side. Yes, master, yes. It is my bidding, master. That one. You know what I mean? Oh, Lord Vitalik, a disciple of the soy. We all suffer together, friends. But, you know, ultimately, at the end of the day, there's going to be some justice for BTC, but we're the leverage. We're the leverage and we're going to make it. And let me show you why we're going to make it, friends. The stonk market is one of the reasons why we're going to make it. Now, shout out to this gentle sir, Mick. Mick Antonelli said, why do so many people fight this? So this is the stock market return, friends. Look at the S&P 500. What I'm going to do now is crank some actual...
Listen to the fat bass.
Oh man, they're just pretty funny. That's the funny part. No one's figured it out yet. Oh man, when they figured it out though, it's time to get out. Okay, but I haven't figured it out yet. So Mick Antonelli, he's showing you the stock market S&P 500 returns. Look at this. In 2019, friends, 31%. 2020, 18%. 2021, 28%. 2022, we got scammed with the interest rate hikes, 18% down, then 26, 20. Man, I couldn't believe it, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. But just to let you know, friends, so you know, right? Stocks give about 8% per year. 8% per year. Okay, now they've accelerated the money printing a bit, so it's looking like a bit more. But yeah, you're going up 8% per year. Gold, 8% per year as well. They don't move in tandem though, so you know they have different periods. Real estate, 5% America, 10% Australia. You see, so there's a range of real estate because it's more localized. It's like buying an NFT. You know what I mean? You see all those numbers are around 10, yeah. Bitcoin, 44. That's for the past 5 years. And then altcoins, 55 per year. So still huge, all right? But still, the stock market index, man, it's a beautiful thing to at least to see that happen. Now, One of the greatest charts I ever made was when there was literally 3 people left in the bear market in 2022. When I put together this chart, I wish I could find this old post where I showed, if you, and you could do this yourself, you go to the money stock, the money supply, and you can compute from 100 years ago how much the growth rate of the money supply was for the past 100 years. And I think it was anywhere from, I think it was about from 5 to 7% per year, which is, you gotta understand what that means. Friends, that means, I think it was like 6, let's say 6. That means they're printing 6% of the currency every year, and the stock market's giving you 8. So if you're long S&P 500, you're just getting 2% on top of the money printer. Now, you have dividends in there, which is like 1%, 2%, but fuck the dividends, you know what I mean? So you have literally a 2% premium on that. This is one of the greatest scams ever, and that's the best index we have, the best. So when people say, hey, I'm going to like invest in the stock market long term, they're right. But they're basically saving with a 2% addition every year, which is like horrendous, man, right? Think about what Bitcoin and crypto are offering if you hold long enough. Now, he even says here, look at Michael Antonelli, 5 of the last 6 years have been absolutely incredible for building wealth in the stock market. By the way, want a cool stat from history? You're more likely to get a double-digit positive return than any negative return at all. Go look it up, it's true. That's because when the S&P 500 stalls, it's sideways for a while. That's why, okay? Look at this. Let me end this thread because it's already devolved into 1, Bitcoin replies, 2, it's all money printing, and 3, now do Japan. Stocks go up and down. One day the S&P 500 will go down big. It always has. We just had a bear market, but fighting the good times because it can't last is a terrible strategy. So he's actually right about that. So everyone says, oh, but Bitcoin. Yeah, of course, but Bitcoin. Yeah, but Bitcoin's, with Bitcoin, friends, you access your liquidity less faster than stock market. So it's less certain per year. That's why with Bitcoin, see, gold, you need 20 years. I'm not even joking. Gold gives you an 8% return over 20 years. The stock market, S&P, gives you the 10% return over 10 years, but it's going up 5 out of 6 years, the S&P 500, okay? So you can access your liquidity. So if you need to sell every year, it's okay in the stocks. It's okay. Not the best, but it's okay. Crypto, Bitcoin, forget it. You can't sell every year. You got to sell every like 4 years, okay? So crypto, and it's like, it's less reliable than stocks, but more reliable than gold in terms of that. Because gold, man, can just sit there for a long time. You see what I mean? So that's why what Satoshi did was amazing. There's like, you know, stocks on one end, gold on the other end, and crypto was a target market in between, accessing liquidity in there and something that grows with a very high growth rate. So it's actually beautiful. And also, friends, I have this beautiful chart that he's able to show. On the bottom here, you can see minus 50% to plus 50%. These are all the years of their returns, and right up here is 0. And see, most of the returns, friends, are actually between 0 and 10%. You see up here, so most of the returns are up here, and you can see 2024, everything's around 5 to 10%, 5 to 10%. But yeah, that's the stock market, S&P 500, and we're in crypto. Why? Because not everyone understands it, and it is leverage on the stock market. It's slingshot leverage on the stock market, which Bitcoin people don't like to say that, because even Bitcoin people, friends, on the podcasts like Jack Mallers, and Dylan Leclerc, whenever they go on, they don't say Bitcoin price. They call it an exchange rate. Okay, which is, I want to say cope, but it's also right. That's great. It's saying it's an exchange rate. Because that's what it is. It's meant to be used as money. So it's kind of like looking at the Aussie dollar and the you know, the Canadian dollar and the Kiwi dollar and the US dollar. So it's meant to be one of those competitors. So it's got obviously a fixed supply. I've never seen anything like that in the world. That's what it is. It's meant to be an forex exchange rate. So that's a different perspective that I want to show you. That's like they've onboarded so many people. It's like, oh, we're big enough to be a country now, which is actually true. There's 320 million people in Bitcoin. Okay, so they're bigger than countries now by number of people who hold the currency. It's actually big, right? But now it's when are they going to use stuff for it? I guess we'll see how the tech plays out, right, for the next 10 years. And there's going to be more countries like Bhutan, friends. So this is a Bhutan Wojak that I spent all hours and corners of the internet to find. Bhutan! Bhutan has 30% of their GDP in Bitcoin. My gosh. Wow. These guys are going to absolutely moonshot their wealth in the next 10 to 20 years. It's not even funny. 30% of your GDP in Bitcoin, it's time to go all in. So it's a game theory, friends. They've been secretly accumulating. El Salvador was a public one, and then Bhutan was the silent one. See, El Salvador got attacked by the US Fed. El Salvador, what they ended up doing, friends, they ended up finding out. There were these, obviously, Coconut Intelligence Agency, tentacle actors. They're in El Salvador. They were paying people $50 to go protest. And, you know, it's like so easy, just like $50 over there in El Salvador. It's like a shitload of money. So they had like, you know, 50 people there just to stand in a corner and just protest. And then they had like Forbes and all like, you know, all the Reuters, all the big family names. You know what I mean? Their news things were just reporting on that. Like, oh, everybody hates El Salvador because of the Bitcoin and it's risky. They were just trying to spam it. But no one cares. They weren't a threat. And it's hard for them to care. It's hard for the central bank to care because El Salvador's GDP was last in the world. They're like rank 143, highest crime rate in the world. So they're probably like, they're in disbelief. It's a disbelief pump of their GDP because the US Fed and all of them are like, they're just like the bottom guys. Who really cares? You see what I mean? So you don't really take that thing seriously, right? It's kind of like if you saw an altcoin with like $6,000 market cap, right? And then it went to like $8,000. You're like, who cares? You know what I mean? Because it's like so small. $6,000. You can't put more than like $40 in liquidity without making it shoot up anyway, right? It's kind of like that. That's what we're seeing actively happen with Bhutan and El Salvador. Now, baby dolls, there's actually some crypto Twitter drama that's been happening with Molestia. So Molestia, so this is Syphilis. Syphilis said, this is referring to this Molestia deal. Look at this. So they announced $100 million in new fundraising, bringing the total. So this is a trick that I want to inform you of because I'm learning it here with you. So what they do is, this is so disgusting, I have to report it. They already raised money at cheaper prices a long time ago. But when the unlocks are coming, they will publicly announce to everybody, we just raised money. Why? It's to trick the market into thinking that these people have bought in at this current price. That's why. And they don't share the deals. So it'll be like, so let's say Molestia, for example, it's at, let's say it's at $3, okay? These guys got in at 50 cents. But they don't tell you when they got in. When it's at $3, they say, oh, we just raised money. And the unlocks are coming, but we don't know is they're already on site. You see? So they explain it here. Look at this. This was an OTC deal done at a 3.5 billion market cap directly with the foundation a few months ago. And I think it also unlocks in Cocktober. You see that, friends? The investors are break even if they sell the full unlock at $7.50. I personally didn't think it'd get there in October, but Nick White is doing his best to prove me wrong. I don't know who Nick White is, but probably the founder or something. So as you get to see, look at this. So shout out to Eric, right? If what Syphilis says is true, which I believe it is, this is why people hate VCs and founders. One, you sold your locked tokens to some VCs months ago when the price was much higher. Two, you waited to make the PR of the raise until a few days before the unlock to make people think that the raise happened a short time ago. Number three, you tricked people into thinking that VCs who bought in this OTC over the counter, right, are super bullish at these prices. Probably not, because they bought when modular sentiment was much higher. Four, people ape because of this super bullish news, and then VCs and the team dump on them in October. TIA deserves to go to zero. So you see that, friends? It's basically they're in and they're trapped, and now they're saying, oh, we're really, really bullish on this. No, they got the unlocks coming. They want to start getting out because they know, I know. See, friends, you don't buy stuff because you listen to me, your friend Simon, wearing a Make Memes Great Again hat, right? Which is the theme of here. You get to see that. See these tricks that they're doing to unlock liquidity? Friends, it's literally, look, I'm not saying meme coins have no cabals and insiders and people want to dump. It's the same freaking game. I'm just telling you, one of them is 3.5 billion market cap. One of them is 3.5 million market cap. There's a 1,000x difference. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. One's expensive and one's cheap. Now, let me tell you this, friends. Do you want to buy an expensive scam or a cheap scam? Think about it. Cheap. You know everything in crypto dies in a bear market anyway. We all know it. Meme coins know it. Everyone knows it. In fact, meme coins are the only sector in crypto who are self-aware of their life cycle. Which actually, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen, friends. I think memes will outlast more things than we think. Because they're like, well, we're dead one day anyway. You know what I mean? Like that type of like it's attracting people who know not that they don't have these hopes and dreams in these things that these things are going to last 30 years. So they never invest with 30 years mentality. Whereas with these other tech stuff, they do, man. They do. They've got roadmaps. We're going to make these connections. There's going to be a profit revenue. We've got these exchanges on board. They put all these things in everyone's mind, and people feel okay taking on leverage to do that. Do you know in memes, friends, no one takes on leverage to go buy them. No one. That's how you know they're safe. It's just lottery ticket money. Now, maybe in about 12 months from now, there will be people taking on leverage to do it, and there'll be collateral taken. Okay, we're going to cross that path when we get there, but I'm just letting you know that is what we're looking out for. We're not there yet. That happened to NFTs, by the way. I made my post. I said NFTs had topped when one of the funds in December of 2021 used their CryptoPunks, I think it was the CryptoPunks, as collateral to get a loan. Right, and it was only like, it was a couple of $1 million, and they got like, probably $1 million. I forgot what it was, the exact number. And I reported on it. And I made my video about it. Okay, we're going to watch out for that. That was the final 2 months of NFTs. It didn't exactly top in December. They actually kept running for another 2-3 months after. Okay, but just showing you that's the beginning of the end. So Bored Apes went from 60 ETH, and then they took on leverage on that, and then the floor went to like 130, 140 ETH. On that move up. I'll actually show you. So here's a chart of right here. So I remember, friends, I did my post here. I reported. So this is where it was. Okay, this is when the leverage happened. Okay, 51 ETH floor, and look, it kept going up. It actually topped out in April, but this could have been a lower high here. So maybe the real top is like February, which is still okay, right? You still got like another month or two of the mania going up. But isn't that interesting, friends? You learned something today. That's what happens when someone finally caves in and they do the collateral on it. So we haven't seen that happen. We haven't seen a VC fund or anywhere or any big player take on leverage on their MOG coins or their Peppy. We haven't seen funds go like, hey, I own all these meme coins. I'm getting loans on them. All right. No one wants to give the loan out now. But if you send them, friends, you got to remember, by the way, okay, don't doubt this possibility as even being, don't doubt it, because 12 months before that leverage, Bored Apes didn't exist. You know that? December 2021, friends, Bored Apes weren't launched until like March 2021. So we went from the Bored Ape cost 0.08 ETH, which is like $120 at the time, whatever the hell it was. Went from $120, and then they were costing 9 months later $400,000. Wow. Think about that. Just think about that. And they're getting leverage and collateral on it. You see? All in the power of 9 months. So what's it going to be this time? I don't know. But it's looking like could be memes. Because like, what else is there? What else is there? Not that's tech that you care about and that I care about. Is there anything out there that you and I care about? No, we don't. Okay? Because the memes are, like I told you, they're digital Pokemon. You get cute dick with butt, right? The stories and the narratives. Look at the PDI thing, friends. It's not even a meme. But it's got a meme around it, the story and the narrative. These things grip us way more because they're on-chain, right? It's pure. It's not like these centralized exchange, high FTV garbage, okay? So here's Chris Beninsky. He's like one of VC guys. He's like, as per usual, the assumption of malice where there's none, off incomplete and incorrect information, and hating founders. Without founders, there's nothing. Eric, I'm not hating anything. I'm just saying people hate VCs or some founders for stuff like this. So there isn't bad intention there, but you don't disclose the terms and casually release the PR. Look, friends, I'll be honest. VCs, they're in a tough spot, man, because how they want to make something, they just don't know what to do. Okay, now these people are using other people's money. Okay, so you ever notice, friends, what's the most successful coins in crypto? What all the meme coins do? They start off with literally just some guy in his stained underwear eating Hot Pockets with tomato sauce, some cold ketchup. And then they just go, you know what? I've got a vision and a dream. Everyone's going to know what a MOG is in about 6 months. Or I've got a vision and a dream too, friends. By the time this is over, everyone's going to know that Pikachu and Pikataro are the bestest of friends. Do you understand that? This is Pico and Pulsar. Do you see this conviction? VCs don't have that, man. They have, by the time this is over, you will like modular chains. Your actions speak differently to your words, friends. Their actions are dumping profit under the guise of, I've got to mitigate my risk. I've got to pay off my investors. You see this? No. You got everybody hyped up so you can dump the coins. You see, everyone's learning. Like I say, friends, they're both scams. One's a 3.5 billion one, one's a 3.5 million one. You're here to buy low, sell high, right? Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget to love you. Catch you soon.